welcome to Voices of Trinity. I have with me this morning Carol Davidson, who's been a longtime member of Trinity, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about her experiences here. So I want to start by asking you, was there a faith background in your upbringing?
Yes, there was. My parents were divided in religion. My father was Roman Catholic and my mother was an Episcopalian. But my sister and I were brought up in the Episcopal Church at Trinity.
At Trinity Church.
Yes.
And do you have some early memories of that time?
Oh yes, I can remember going to Sunday school. My aunt, who lived with my parents, my mother's sister, was a Sunday school teacher, and she used to take me. And they put me in pre-kindergarten. And I can remember there was a big sand box, and that was the main reason why I wanted to go to play in the sandbox at the parish house. And then as I grew older, obviously I went all the way through to graduation from high school, because we did 12 grades in the Sunday school.
And then, so then more recently, you came back to Trinity, or was there ever a time when you weren't at Trinity Church?
Yes, there was. I was baptized at age 6 months at Trinity and stayed here until my husband and I bought a house in Northford. And I was pregnant, and he decided that, and I agreed reluctantly, that we should change our church and go to the church in Northford, which was St. Andrew's Episcopal Church. And the main reason for that, and he was right, was this is where our children were going to grow up, and he wanted them to be with children in the neighborhood. And there was a good sized youth group there. So they grew up in Sunday school all through their years. Then St. Andrews went into a cluster situation, and it did not work out very well. And for a long time we went to various churches.
Okay.
And it wasn't until the year 2000, and I was widowed by then, that I decided I wanted to come back to Trinity.
You did. Well, we're very happy that you did. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about, what you find special, or if there's a particular memory that you have about Trinity that you could share with folks.
Well, I guess I was very active in the young people's group, and that's where I met my husband. We had a lot of friends. I can remember it was such an active group. A lot of my neighborhood kids, girls in particular, wanted to go, and so I brought about 5 families to Trinity through the children going, and they ended up meeting people in Trinity. The Collette family was one of them, and the Ludens was another one, and they continued and got married and so forth here at Trinity. It was just a very, very special time, and it also was quite a training for having a spiritual life. And
do you feel it's still that way today?
Oh yes, oh absolutely. And I used to think it was the first girls' choir here at Trinity, but I found out later there was a choir, a girls' choir at the turn of the century, but it didn't last very long. But I was in the choir, and that was in the 40s. In fact, I can remember when they introduced the 1940 hymnal to this girls' choir. And the choir director at that time was G. Huntington Biles, who was a legend at Trinity. And he was no Walden, he was very strict. And he had been in England for his training, so he had that English accent to everything that he did.
Which gave him a little more authority.
Oh yes, oh yes. There were no wiggly boys in the choir stalls on Sunday, believe me. In fact, I have a feeling he rapped knuckles one. But that was a great experience to have had. And that's one of the reasons why I decided, after having been out of Trinity for 40 years, to come back, because I wanted to hear the choirs.
Great. Well, thank you very much for spending a little time with us this morning. And